Well, welcome back to Desert Smoke Reviews. I'm Wyatt.
Monty?
Justin?
Tonight we're smoking the BG Meyer, and who's this made by? Camacho?
Camacho.
Camacho, yeah. It's Camacho cigar in Robusto and Maduro. Really classy looking cigar. You know, it's got 3 different bands on it, and it's got the foot band, but it's also got this other one that I haven't read through everything it says on this band, but it's got, I don't know, some phrasing, and it covers up about half of the cigar, so maybe I'll read that when we're off next. But yeah, cigar itself looks nice. You know, it's got gold, black, and white banding on it. Pretty firm construction. I've had one of these before, and I wasn't too impressed by it last time, but these have had, what, probably a month, 2 months?
It's got 3 to 4 months of age.
3 or 4 months of age, so let's give it another shot. But yeah, let's see. In terms of aroma, maybe I get like almost like a licorice or something off the wrapper. It's very sweet, maybe almost like a molasses, just a really sugary Maduro sweetness. Then on the foot, I get that again, but almost like intensified. There's a little bit of almost like a floral note in there. You know, we talked about that before, like the aroma you get when you walk into a florist. So let's try it out, Monty.
Well, Wyatt pretty much said what I was going to say. And again, it is a really fancy looking cigar. You know, it's got a normal band, it had a foot band, then it had a band that it's kind of a wrapper that covered about half the cigar. And I just glanced at what it was saying. It's some paragraph about living life to the fullest and life is a journey, and I don't know. Anyway, you know, so I'm sure it's something inspiring. But Wyatt pretty much, and I didn't say anything to him before we started this, he pretty much said what I was going to say. Off the wrapper, there is to me, a mild but a very defined molasses. And off the foot, just bam, right then. I just walked into a floral shop. It is a very, very floral, pronounced floral notes to me. And that's all I'm going to go with for this for now.
Well, not to beat a dead horse, but yeah, I agree. I will say the black licorice for me off the wrapper. Very kind of sweet. It smells almost exactly like black licorice to me. And then off the foot, yeah, very floral. Overall, nice looking Robusto. Let's get it cut up and lit up. Yeah, we bought these a long time ago. Got a box of them, and wasn't entirely impressed with them. Like I said, it's got some age on it, so let's see if it's smoothed out.
That's helped with so many cigars. You know.
Yeah, a little bit of humidor time and really smooth the cigar out. Latitude 0 we smoked a while back. You know, it's good, but a few months in the humidor and it's just a much better cigar.
Nice, easy, open draw.
Yeah, very smooth. A little bit of pepper on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, mine's a very open draw.
Yeah, very smooth. Not a long-lasting finish to me, at least in the first
No,
couple
but I didn't get a lot of that, or a slightly sweet licorice for me.
Yeah. Didn't mention this before, but it's a very oily Maduro on this, and you can taste that. I'm sure that's what that licorice flavor comes from, but
Yeah, I don't know really what to say. I mean, it's a very light flavor. It's nothing heavy or dark.
maybe a little bit of spice. Kind of on the tongue.
Yeah, the tip of my tongue, a little bit of pepper.
Tiniest bit for me.
No, nice start.
Yeah.
Just in the first serve. See how it goes.
All right.
Well, we're about 10 minutes into this BG Meyer. Really no changes for me. I mean, it's still really kind of that sweet, dark finish. You know, even with as dark as it is, it's not a really strong cigar, and that's a nice thing. It's more on the medium side, but still, to me, so far, it's pretty mild to medium. Really good construction. Not a razor sharp burn, but I think it'll figure itself out. So far, so good.
Yeah, so far so good. Mine, the burn got a little wonky just to start with initially, but now it's pretty much cleaned itself up and it's pretty darn sharp. The ash, I think the ash is just going to be fair on this. It's pretty solid, but it seems like it's going to break off real easily if I mess with it. But there is a lot of, like, the guys initially talked about a little bit of spice on the tip of their tongue, and I didn't get it. And now, half an inch or so in, I'm starting to get it a little more. So, you know, just a little bit darker than, and then that floral, you know, here lately we've been having cigars that we found floral notes to them, but it doesn't really come through in the taste and the aromas. So who knows?
Yeah, it's performing all right. Not the razor sharp burn, but not needing any touch ups. Overall, yeah, it's kind of, you know, a medium body. A little bit of spice is still there on the tip of my tongue. A little bit of sweetness. I will say it's leaps and bounds smoother with a little bit of time. So overall, it's a pleasant cigar. I'm enjoying it.
Well, let's get down to the midway point. Check back. We're about halfway through this B.G. Meyer. Again, really no updates with me. It's definitely with, you know, 3 or 4 months of age on it. You know, time in the humidor. It's gotten better. It's gotten a lot smoother than I remember, but flavor-wise, it's pretty much the same. There's really no complexity in this cigar. I mean, I'm just getting the exact same flavors that I got at the first puff. Still getting that kind of licorice, just real sweet, kind of dark tobacco flavors. And it's good. Not a razor sharp burn, but nothing really to write home about for me.
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of mixed emotions on this. It is burning pretty dang well for me. I'm happy about that. The ash is coming off in little clumps. And to me, just the last couple of puffs are starting to get a little bit more, not harsh, but a little stronger, a little more full-bodied, I guess you would say. You can tell it's starting to get a little stronger. Maybe it's just because you're halfway through the cigar, who knows. But to me, it's just a lot of dark tobacco, some dark earthiness so far.
Yeah, I agree. Flavors aren't bad. A lot of dark earth, a lot of kind of licorice sweetness. I agree. It's definitely ramping up in body, and a lot of humidor time it has smoothed out, but by no means, excuse me, is it an exceptionally smooth cigar. Still got a little bit of unrefinedness to it. It's smoother, but it's not. I wouldn't say this is a super smooth cigar. It's definitely still got a little bit of unrefinedness. So it's better. Just still, it's not in that, you know, I don't know how to put it. It's not in that upper epsilon of cigars that I like, but it is better.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the final third and see if it smooths out or if we get any changes.
Well, we're at the last third of this B.G. Meyer. It's better. I mean, that's really the best way that I can describe this cigar. Like I said, you know, we Justin had gotten these and we smoked them probably a week or so after you'd gotten them, and they just, I remember it being kind of harsh and you know, the flavors just kind of weren't there because of how harsh the cigar was. And a couple of months in the humidor has really improved this, but flavor-wise it hasn't, I don't know, there just isn't enough there to really reel me in and keep me hooked with this cigar. It's good, you know, the construction's pretty good and the flavors are pretty good, but this isn't something I'd smoke on a regular basis. Scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this one a 6. I mean, it's fair, you know, the flavors are there and all that, but there just really wasn't enough there to keep me interested.
I kind of agree with Wyatt. It's just, you know, to me it's a little disappointing because I like the idea of when I buy a cigar, even if I order it online, I can, you know, smoke it within a day of getting it, and that should be as good as it's going to get, you know. Or, you know, yeah, these are better now that they've got 3 months of age on them, but, you know, why couldn't it have been this good then, I guess is my frustration with it. Because it is better, but it's just not good. It's not great. The burn has been pretty nice the whole way through. The ash hasn't been real firm, but it's come off in chunks. But at the same time, it hasn't been flaking all over the place, you know. So it's just kind of unremarkable to me. You know, the second half got a little more fuller bodied. there was a bit of harshness for about a half an inch, and that's kind of gone away. But again, it's just not great. It just doesn't really appeal to me. Would you rate it? 6?
6.
I'll give it a 6.5. But the problem, like I said, it's a 6.5 after 3 months of being, taken care of in a properly regulated, well set up humidor. So, I guess 6.5, either one. Well, I just rambled. I apologize. I just rambled. It's the end of the day for me.
No, I agree with both the guys said. It's with 3 months, it's good but not great. I know when we first got these cigars, I remember thinking about it, and now we didn't do a real formal review or anything. I was thinking it's just not good. Probably about a 5 or something. And within 3 months, yeah, I could agree with like a 6, 6.5. And my opinion is with Camacho and these cigars, and I think it's one of the guys from the board of the Bold, and I know it's not Ditka or the Room 101 guy. It's the author that did, or writer for Entourage. Anyway, regardless, there's a lot of kind of hype with this cigar. I expected more out of it. When we got it, it wasn't that great, and now after 3 months of age, it's still not great. It's definitely better, but I'm not gonna pay. I think we paid like $4 a stick for it online, and I think at a shop you're gonna pay double that. I think our shop had them for like $10. I'm not gonna pay that much for a cigar. I gotta wait 3 months to get a mediocre smoke out of it. I think you could spend that kind of money and get much better cigars that you can smoke right out of the box, right off, fresh off the truck, and it's gonna be a lot better. Again, it's not a bad cigar. It's just not a great cigar. It's not worth the time and effort. So if I was going to rate it, I'd give it a solid 6. But with that being said, I wouldn't look for them. I just would pass them up if you see them. But in conclusion, if you do like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. We greatly appreciate it. But until next time, smoke them with God.